are being taken by the conference documenters. To ensure a smooth flow during the session, we request our participants to mute their audio unless asked by the facilitator to unmute. Our workshop facilitator for this session is an independent theater maker, director, actor, and educator. She pursues socially engaged work and examines women's narratives as part of her research on female identity and social history. She's been involved in intercultural collaborations with Asian artist participants of APAF, an American solo performer, and a British interactive performance maker. Her practice involves creating solo works, documentary theater, and devised work. She is a level 5 improviser under Third World Improv. Currently, she is exploring social practice and is working with a community living in low-cost housing projects in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. She teaches theater classes under the Department of Speech, Communication, and Theater Arts at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Dear participants, please welcome Ms. Isa Manalo Lopez. Ms. Lopez will be facilitating Tahanan, a collective gathering and experiencing of home narratives through sound. The home space transformed at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic as it served various functions: workspace, care facility, playground, theater, business space, place of worship, and quarantine facility. It continues to evolve to cater to the precarity of our situation and our condition. This workshop explores how the narratives that emerge from these spaces can transcend the borders erected for disease mitigation through sound. Recorded sound and narratives from the home spaces in various areas around the globe will be inscribed in spaces that are used to restrict mobility and will serve as doorways for connection and exchange. It tests the ability of sound to transform spatial perception. Once again, here's Ms. Isa Manalo Lopez.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Tuloy po kayo. Come in. Today we will explore soundscape. What is soundscape? If you Google it, it comes out a combination of sounds that forms and arises from an immersive environment. We will explore how soundscape shifts and changes our spaces, our environment to transcend the borders and boundaries that have been erected by disease mitigation, just like what Davidson was saying in my abstract, social distancing. I've been very curious about oral perception and how that changes spatial perception and even spatial imagination. I heard this word from a lecture by Professor Glessy Atienza. She quoted Swati Chattopadhyay, who defined spatial imagination as the process through which social groups work out the relation between social and physical phenomena, establishing links between physical attributes of people, objects, and other sensory attributes such as sound, smell, and other non-physical dimension of ideas and ideals. So today we will listen and sense. How do we listen? That's a question I want to pose to you guys. How do we listen? Do we listen just with our ears? Can we listen with our sense of feeling or touch? And last night, a friend of mine, Teresa, said, if you do this action or gesture, can you listen with your eyes? Another objective is, how do we share? How do we connect? Despite the barriers, how do we communicate? How do we reach out with our narratives? Here are some house rules for this workshop. Let us keep it a safe space. People will be sharing their homes, even through sound. People will be sharing their personal narratives. And so we practice holding space for each other, holding space for each other's experiences, and then also respecting the time that they give and respecting the space that we ourselves occupy. Here are the instructions for technical and engagement. So for our instructions, one, you should remember that this is a participatory workshop where you will be asked to go around your house or your home, record sound with a device, and open your camera during a conversation. You need two gadgets. One, to join the Zoom session, can be your laptop, can be another mobile device, and then one mobile gadget that has a recorder that can record and play sound. You will be asked to move files from your gadget to a shared Google Drive. Following instructions are very crucial, I promise, so that you can follow the activities. You will be divided into groups of 3 in breakout rooms, where you will facilitate your own conversations. Your group will be your partners in this journey. So remember the people that you talk to in your breakout rooms. Personal narratives will be shared, so be careful in holding the space for that person and be respectful in responding. Let us all keep this a safe space. So let me ask you a question. In your minds, can you try to answer the question, what is home or tahanan? I've been especially interested in the subject of home, house, housing. When I was evicted, or me and my family, we were evicted last 2020. It was a few months into the pandemic, and we were asked to leave our house for 40 years. I started seeing the value of house, the edifice, and home, our shelter, and also the intangible and immaterial home that we find in the people that we share the space with. Tahanan in Indonesia, if again you Google it, um, is defined as prisoner, resistance, or arrest. In Filipino or Tagalog, tahanan also means home. Tahanan, rather than being a structure that holds you inside and imprisons you, it holds you softly, gently, it shelters you. Here in this space, you will find belongingness. You will find a sense of security and safety. It is a space where you unload. That is why tahanan has the word tahan, wherein in Filipino, when you hear tahan, dito ka tumatahan, or you say, this is where you stay. This is where you unload your baggage, both physical baggage and also immaterial baggage. It is a place where you stop crying, right? When you say tahan or tahana, stop crying. This is where you stop crying. This is a space where you rest. This is a space where you play. This is a space where you dream together with people, your family. This is a space, especially because of the pandemic, this is a space where you work. This is a space where you study. This is a space where you take care of yourselves and your family. Now, because I've asked you to join me, and we are all coming into this new digital virtual Zoom space together, let us do a housewarming ritual. So how do you do a housewarming? When you have a housewarming, usually here in the Philippines or Manila, you bring a present for that person who has just recently moved into a new house. And so I ask you to bring an artifact. So this artifact is supposed to be a man-made object that allows you to share a history of your home, that allows you to share the culture within that space. So present that object. For me, an artifact would be the cookbook that my grandmother um, put together using a date book. It was in 1984. And in that date book were pictures and also clippings, news clippings of recipes, and also writing of recipes by my mom, my grandmother, my titos and my titas. And this book contained all of our family, our heirloom recipes. And so this is how you conduct your housewarming in your breakout rooms. You say, I am, first you introduce yourself. I am, and you say your name. I am Isa. And then you say home is, and then you have to make a sound. Home is, what's a sound that's like home? And then everyone in that room echoes it together. Can you do that with me? Can you open your mics and echo back the sound that I make? I am Isa. Home is
Brian.
I am Ian.
And home is
Thank you. And then in your small groups, decide who is one, who is two, and who is three. I will let you know why. This will be important later on. And then, in the spirit of 1 through 3 lines, you bring out your artifact and you say, my artifact is, say what it is, and then say, I remember when. So share a memory, a brief memory, and say, this is important because, and then say why it's important to you. And then you lift it over the camera and you give it to the other person, to the number 2. And then number 2 does the same and then gives it to number 3. All right. So I think that's clear enough. You'll be on your own in your breakout rooms and you have 10 minutes to do this. So go ahead. You will be divided into the breakout rooms. And I'll see you in a bit. I hope you're now joining your breakout rooms. I see some of you entering. That's great. Please do join them. Hi, Brian and Anne and Val. Um, maybe I can create a room for you. You still have a few more minutes. Wait, I'll assign you guys. Um, Brian, where are
Yes,
you?
yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait lang. Let me just assign. Wait. Okay. So you don't have a room, Brian, right?
We have, but my group mates left me.
Who are your group mates?
I forgot their names.
Okay, I'll put you in room 11. So maybe you can find new group mates. I can't find you, Brian, in the unassigned. Wait. I'll put you in 11. Who else? Chrissy, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, where are you? What room number were you in?
Didn't see the room, but yeah,
Ah,
my team Monday, so
Chrissy, you're in 3. Okay. You can't be in 3. I'll put you in I'll put you in 10. Anyone else here who got disconnected? I think no one else. Okay, we're fine. Hi, Lito. Are you done with your group mates? Oh, I can't hear you. You're muted.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon po.
Hi, good afternoon. Are you
Yes,
done
ma'am,
with your
we're
group
done.
mates?
Yes, ma'am, we're
Great.
done.
Okay, let's just wait for the others to come in.
Yes po.
Salamat. So while we're waiting for everyone to pop in, can anyone just jump in and say maybe a phrase? How did that feel like? How did that feel talking to the others in the room and hearing about the artifacts? Anyone? Let's give a minute or two for this.
It felt intimate,
Mm.
sharing a piece, a significant piece about themselves to strangers. So there's a bit of overwhelming trust because they kinds of information.
Thank you, yes. And because people are just sharing, it kind of feels like you want to carry whatever they're unloading. Brian said it's sad no one participated in our breakout room. I took the initiative to go first, but no one followed me. That's all right, Brian. That's all right. Maybe in the next few moments, other people will start sharing. How about the others? How did that feel like? Anyone can just open their cameras and open their mics to share, or you can raise your hand if you want to speak. Anyone else? How did that feel like? Yes, someone raised their hand. Go ahead. I can't see your name. Yes.
I'm Kelsey. I just wanted to mention and say thank you for the nice concept. To be honest, I wasn't expecting to get a bit emotional talking about my artifact and listening to other people's artifact, and they have their own reasons for it, and I respected it and listened. Um, so that's it. I didn't really expect to be teary eyed with it. So that's yeah, that's the experience so far.
Thank you, Kelsey. Yes, truly. Antoine said, I was unable to participate because I couldn't hear anyone, even if they were speaking. Oh, I think it's your tech that was having a problem. Maybe you can fix it a bit. Yes, Mary. Kimmy, right? Kimmy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Kimmy.
So at first po, I felt nervous because I was talking to strangers. I don't know them. But after our sharing, at least we felt connected po. And it's such a shame na it's such a very short time. We just talked for 10 minutes and it went fast and um we na-realize na po namin na tumatawa na po pala kami. We were giggling po at our sharing. And I want to thank Ma'am Mar and Ma'am Marvic for the conversation. Nice meeting you. Thank you po.
Thanks, Kimmy. Truly, shared experiences kind of make us feel, close with each other. If something happens, and for example, you're in a jeepney, and then you see something happen outside, it's so easy for us, especially Filipinos, I think, or maybe anyone else, so easy for us to say something to the person beside us when we're witnessing something. So let's go on and see what else will happen. The next part would be taking a house tour. So you will need to bring out your mobile device with you, yes, and for your recording. So what you will do is you will record a 5-minute audio recording. So you will start from your front door, okay? So will you walk us through your house? Begin from the front door, go to different rooms, different places in your home, touch objects, sit in chairs, look at the space, and engage with your body and senses. So while you're doing that, record yourself talking. Describe what you see, describe what you feel. Tell us a story of this space that you cannot forget. I hope this is clear. Do you have any questions? If there are no more questions, then let's start. See you when you finish. Hi, Lito. You're not supposed to be inside the breakout room. So what you're going to do is you're going to accomplish your 5-minute audio recording.
Oh, I see. Okay po, madam. Sige po. Bye-bye.
Go. Bye.
Sige pa. Bye-bye.
So again, anyone who's still here, you're supposed to go around your house and accomplish your 5-minute audio
Miss
recording.
Isa, some of us are not in the house po.
Oh, you're not in the house.
Opo. Some of us are
Okay.
working.
Oh, you're working.
Opo.
Where in your
So I am in
workspace?
UAE right now. I am in the
Oh,
gym.
you're in the
Opo.
gym. Okay, so
Yes.
they're in the gym. Where in that gym can you find a semblance of home?
Ano po, ano po?
Where in that gym can you find a semblance of home?
A semblance of home. Parang it's quite noisy. People walking around.
That's fine. That's fine. That's part of it. So if you're going to take a tour, what's something about that space? I'm sure there's a reason why you're in that space, especially if you're working there, right? So a
Opo,
place
opo.
of work can also be like home. Home because this is you go to this place regularly, you form relationships with people. So if you're going to observe this space and you're going to tell a story about that space, what is that? So maybe you can do a short recording about that.
Okay po.
Go, thanks. Anyone else who's here who are encountering any problems? Okay. Where do you submit your recordings? Okay, Peter. Wait. Let me check. Okay, wait a minute. Let's wait for the others to arrive. But Peter, can you see if you can access this Google Drive? So here is the link in the chat box. See if you can access that. Don't put your recording yet. Wait a minute. Okay, good. You're done. You uploaded it already. Okay. All right. Very advanced. You have to rename that, Brian. Okay. Go ahead, Peter. Since Brian put his recording in already. So to store your recording, rename your file. No worry, Brian. Rename your file. Put your name. So Brian's story or Juana's story, whoever it is. Same with you, Peter. Let me know if you were able to access this drive. Great, you're back, Kimmy. Okay, since people are already doing it, can you see? The next step would be storing your recording. So one, your option is you can rename your recording and then share that recording to the shared Google Drive. There's a link in the chat box. There's a link to that recording. So you put it in the recordings folder. Okay, is everyone back? Not yet? Good night, Tapati. Thank you very much for joining us. No worries. I think, Fali, regarding your concern, I think you can still continue your recording. Humabol ka. Go ahead. When you come back, I'll keep you, I'll update you. So go ahead and do your recording again. Okay. Is everyone back? I need to check who's here. Wait. Okay. Can I get a, how do I know if you're back? Okay. Can I get a thumbs up if you are back? Brian is here, Gab is here, Ali is here, Panao is here, Fel is here, Gail is here. All right. Most people have come back. Okay. So once you're back, you have to start uploading your recording. So Ken is back as well. Recording is in the folder. Okay, so I'll just run down this. So to store your recording, option 1 is rename your recording to name story. For example, Banawe story. Okay, and then share or send your file to the shared Google Drive in the Google Drive folder. The link is in the chat. And then there, option 2, you either send to your email, download on your laptop, and then move the link to the Google Drive. All right. Okay. So let's proceed to the next part. So now we're supposed to listen and respond. I hope you remember your groups, and I hope you remember who was number 1, who was number 2, and who was number 3. Okay. So if you're number 1, you will listen to the recording of number 2. So I hope you remember that person's name. If you were number 2 in your group, you listen to the recording of number 3. Tama? 1, you listen to the recording of number 2. 2, you listen to the recording of number 3. 3, listen to the recording of number 1. Is that clear? Did you get that? Okay. So wait, don't listen yet. All right. So on your mobile phone, access the file of your group mate. Okay. Like what I said, 1 listens to 2, 2 listens to 3, 3 listens to 1. Okay. Go to a place in your house where you are safe and you can be vulnerable. To find a place in the house where you can be safe and then you can feel vulnerable in that space. Now listen to your assigned partner story and use your headphones to listen to that person's story. After, record a 3-minute response to the person you listened to. Is that clear? After, record a 3-minute response to the person you listened to. Do you have any questions? If you don't have any questions and everyone is ready, please do start. Oh, Ken, I think that person will have a recording because that person is currently recording. Yes, Brian, go ahead. Or do you remember the name of your group mate, Brian? Maybe you can check out your group mate's name. Maybe they recorded something and maybe you can respond to that. If not, then maybe you can I know. I know na. Because you two seem to not have there. Okay. So, ayan. Brian, were you able to find your um, group mate?
Not ma'am.
No? Okay, I know na. Can you join Ken and Kelsey's group? Okay, wait. Because Joshua said my group mate didn't attach anything on the drive. Okay. Maybe you can pair Joshua, maybe you can pair up with Brian. Okay. Brian, you have a new group mate. This is Joshua. Meet Joshua. You can work with each other. Okay. Peter, who were you group mates with? Okay. Sige. Don't don't panic. Okay. Peter, who were you group mates with? You can turn on your mics to talk to me. Okay, wait. Okay. Anyone here who's lost to anime? You're lost? Okay. What's anime? Where are you in the process? So I'm talking to Lito, anime, Peter, Kay, Tolosa. Ah, okay. And the shared Google Drive. Here's the shared Google Drive. Okay. Anyone else who has a problem? Okay, Lito. Please work with Kay Tolosa. Olosa? Tama ba? Reniel, you don't have a partner.
Sorry, I wasn't able to change my name. Karen po.
Karen. Okay, Karen, who are you group mates with?
With Lito.
Okay, go ahead. So you can work with Lito, right? Can you bring in
Where are you,
can
Miss
you
Karen?
can you okay, who else? Reniel? Can you work with Peter?
Sure po. Sure po.
Okay, so Peter, work with Reniel. Wala rin siyang partner. Okay, great. Go. So Kimmy, were you able to find Ma'am Marceline? Not yet. Okay, Arca, can you work with um okay, so Arca, Kimmy, Fel, work with each other. Arca, Kimmy, Fel, work with each other. So Arca will be number 1, Kimmy will be number 2, and Fel will be number 3. Is this all right? Arca, Kimmy, and Fel? Fel Casera also lost her group mates. Fali, you raised your hand. What is it?
Hey ma'am, ask ko lang po if yung first recording po ay i-upload sa responses folder po.
No, you upload it in the recording, not the responses. The first one.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay, are you finding your group mates already? Wala pang upload si Mia. Baka hindi pa nakakabalik si Mia, Nair. Si, si Nair ay naghahanap. Si Nair ay naghahanap ng groupmate. So guys, you need to upload in the, not in the responses link. Sorry, you need to upload your first recording to the recordings folder. And then after you listen, you record the response and you put it in the responses folder. Great, Kimmy. Thank you for the update. Okay, we have our last 3 minutes to listen and respond. Yes, Fali.
Sino po ka-group ko? Yung ka-group ko po kanina ay si Rans tsaka si Princess po.
Can you find them, Rance and Princess? Did you assign a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3? Can you find the recording?
Actually, no po. We aren't able to assign numbers.
Oh, okay. So, but can you find them? Can you
Yes,
find
ma'am.
the recordings? Okay. So listen to both recordings and respond to them.
Okay.
Great. Go ahead. Okay. Last 1 minute and 40 seconds. And then you'll have to come back, guys. Okay. Neil Shane Alcain is calling out to Mamel. They cannot, Neil Shane Alcain can't find Mamel's recording. Mamel is here. Okay. So for Mervic Flores Di Melo, if you're having trouble uploading, can you try to email the file to yourself? And then can you download that and then put it in the link? I'll also again share the link here. Nair, go ahead. If you can't find your partners, listen to another person's recording. Ian J said, "Hi, Jamie, I'm still recording for the response." Sure, Joshua, continue recording for the response. Joshua said he uploaded his response to Brian. Okay. Neil Shane Alcain, Mamel has already uploaded her. Okay, we're done with the time for listening and responding. So I hope you guys were able to find your group mates. Let's go to the next part. So you're listening and responding. The next part. Okay, now, can you rename your response? So this is how you do it. So next part. Please rename your response. Can you put to and the person's name, from, and then your name? So let that be the file name. To your partner's name, and from your name. and then share or upload that file to the responses folder in the shared Google Drive. So let's give this 5 more minutes and then we can proceed. No problem, Arca. So when you're done, responding, recording your response, rename your recording to your partner's name from your name, and then send that file to the responses folder in your shared Google Drive. You can also rename and then send your file to your email, download on your laptop, and then move to your shared Google Drive folder. Sure, Kelsey, no problem. Make sure that your partner was able to find your recording, Kelsey. So we have 3 minutes and 56 seconds for to and from. So we have 2 minutes left. I hope everyone is done after the 2 minutes. 2 minutes 40 seconds. If you have done both, if you have already uploaded your first recording, listened to your partner's recording, and responded and uploaded your response, can you type done in the chat box? If you have accomplished doing your first recording, listening to your partner's recording, and then responding to them, please write down done in the chat box. So Kelsey is done. Peter is done. Can you upload your response in the response folder? So don't forget to rename your file to the name of your partner and from your name. Thank you, Jamie. Done. Again, if you've already recorded your first recording, listened to your partner's recording, recorded the response, and uploaded that response to the response folder, please write down on the chat box done. Thanks, Ken. How about the others? Maybe they're still in their spaces listening. Thanks, Gab. Gab's done. We only have 20 seconds before we proceed. All right, let's go to the next part. Okay, so this is the time wherein you let the other take refuge. So in the during the time of the pandemic, we couldn't visit our friends or other families home, and our walls all keep us in. And so now is the time for us to try to transcend those walls. So I'd like you to play loud and listen. So please access the response addressed to you and go to the space you feel most safe with your speaker and a playing gadget, which is your other mobile phone. And then play it loud and let the sound occupy the space. And listen. We will have 10 minutes for this. So again, let the other take refuge. Play loud and listen. So go to the response folder and find the file addressed to you. Go to the space where you feel most safe with your speaker and your gadget that can play the music, and then play it loud and let the sound occupy the space. And hear and see how that sound changes your soundscape. Listen. Go. You have 10 minutes. Go. If you're lost, message in the chat box or turn on your mic and your camera, and I'm here to help you. No problem, Mervik. If that's a then maybe you can just use your headphones. And listen to the response. Thanks.
Finish listening to Kelly's story.
Yes, Meg?
I don't know what to say.
Hello?
Just feel the joy.
Yes? Anyone else?
Background of sister.
Okay. Let's have this as our last 3 minutes. Yes, can you change the time, Legion, to our last 3 minutes? If you're done, if you've already listened and you've already played out the sound in your own space, can you type in done? Thank you, Kelsey. Kimmy, where are you at? Thank you, Joshua. Josh was done. Brian's done. Antoine is done. Ken is done. Waiting for the rest. After the 2 minutes, we will start our sharing. Anime is done, but her partner is lost. Anime, who's your partner? Jamie's done. Last minute. Last 30 seconds. And then we'll start our sharing. Let's see where you guys are at and what happened in your journey. Let's see. Last 30 seconds. Last 20 seconds. And then after which we will have our sharing and our open forum or Q&A. Last 10 seconds. And let's start. Let's start our Q&A. Let's start. So I'd like to welcome everyone back and Mr. Davidson Oliveros into the room.
Hello, Miss Isa. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to all the participants of Tahanan. So at this point, we will start with the open forum or the sharing of their experiences.
Thank you very much, Sir Davidson. If you can, please open your cameras and switch to gallery view. Because I'd like to see your faces. Hi there, finally. I'd like to hear from you guys. Okay. There's so much of us. There's 62 of us in this room and perhaps 50 who have been participating. So for everyone here, after experiencing that journey, what was that like for you? Please do share. Raise your hand or open your mics. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Hi again. I just got back from crying. I appreciated the response Ken gave me, and he also gave me advice regarding what a home is, or at least from what he understood from my recording of a home. So that's I really appreciated it.
Thank you, Kelsey. Anyone else who have insights? Yes, Ian.
Hello, Ma'am Isa. So,
Hi.
good afternoon, everyone. I hope my audio is clear. Okay, so yun. Basically, on what I felt on doing this kind of activity, I realized that we have different perspectives and definition of home based on our experiences. Um, I also amazed on the narratives or stories that my group or partner shared to me. So that's it. I'm so happy on listening, and somehow it wraps my emotions to ano to feel and to feel their emotions po. So ayun, thank you po.
Salamat, Ian. I have a question. Yes, thank you. Um, anyone else would like to share? Maybe you can also share if you were able to experience how the sound kind of shifted the way that you were perceiving space. Was that possible? Yes, Jamie.
Hello po. Una po nagtaas ng kamay si Marie Buen po.
Okay, Marie then, and then Jamie.
Hi, JB. It's fine. I think we're already friends by now. First of all, I really enjoyed the activity. There wasn't a lot to share with you guys because of the tiny space that we have. But after listening to the response of Jamie, I really felt comfortable. It was like I was talking to an online friend that I haven't met yet. So it was really heartwarming, and her comments really made me smile. I'm sorry, your pronouns. She actually have has an accurate first impression of me. I'm actually very shy, and I tend to stay quiet. Right now, I'm actually shaking. Oh my god. Pero when time goes by, when I get a lot more comfortable with the person I am with, I am very noisy. I talk a lot. I speak in, barbaric Filipino. I'm really different from how you will perceive me during the first time. So thank you so much. And I really appreciate this very unique activity, since we were able to talk with other people and finally feel like we're in a class, since I really, really needed that interaction. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marie. I'm glad you're here with us sharing the space. Jamie, go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so okay, I'm clear. Okay, for me po, the idea of tahanan is the idea of pagiging komportable po. So, what I did, pagpasok ko sa pintong yon, which is my kwarto. So, hello Marie, kwarto ko lang to, which is, tinitreat ko lang siya as home. And, pagpasok ko, di, naging madaldal talaga ako, as in, sobrang daldal. Kaya yung, pagrinig ni Sir Ian J po, tsaka ni Marie Buen, nagulat ako sa response nila. Hindi ko po yun ina-expect. So, yun yung perspective na ginawa ko, and naging mas authentic yung response nila dahil naging komportable ako in the first place. Parang ako yung nag-initiate po nung idea ng tahanan. So, yes po, yun po yung response ko po doon. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Salamat. Anyone else who raised their hands? Because there's one that was Marie a while ago. Okay. With this activity, I wanted to try out or experiment with how shared spaces are made to exist in in the soundscape. I wanted to see if intimacy is could be attained using sound. And if we listen using our headphones and we listen by blaring or playing out loud the sound into the space, will that shift the way that we relate to one person? Will that shift the way that we perceive a person? Can an absent body be present in your space? And so perhaps in the way that you create your performances or create your connections and communication, you could play with sound and can use the intimacy of sound to create further connections, to create collective action. If we can stay in a room and be with strangers and still be intimately connected despite the distance, then perhaps communication and physical connection doesn't really have to happen immediately, or we can bridge that distance by playing with the way that we use sound and use our senses. So I hope you were able to kind of see the way that how you relate to spatial imagination and how you can create relationships using or manipulating that spatial imagination. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you, Ms. Isa, for facilitating tahanan for our participants. This workshop really gave us new ways of perceiving our tahanan, our home, our spaces, especially in the midst of the global health crisis. To our participants, let's give Ms. Isa a warm round of virtual applause.
Thank you very much, everyone. I also want to say that all of your recordings will be placed in a website that will be accessible to all of you for you to be able to see the mapping of all the home narratives. Thank you very much for joining this creation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Isa. For our participants, may we request you to answer the evaluation form sent by our team on the chat box. This would help us to assess the conference based on your suggestions and comments, which we will greatly appreciate. Take note as well of the certificate code, which will be asked in the evaluation form. This is our mechanism to ensure the organized distribution of certificates to our participants. A post-conference website will be available soon. Please visit the DSCTA website at dscta.upd.edu.ph and follow us on our Facebook page for post-conference announcements and other details about the department's activities. We will have a 30-minute break from 4 to 4:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. We will see you again in the main conference room as we witness the second day keynote performance, Prinsipe Bahaghari of Teatrong Mulat ng Pilipinas, written by Vlad Gonzalez under the direction of Aina Ramolete. This is Davidson Oliveros from the UP Diliman Department of Speech, Communication, and Theater Arts. Thank you and have a pleasant afternoon.
naka-video.
Sister, ikaw na lang pa na evaluate